Hey, good evening, everybody. I'd like to warmly welcome everybody here. Thank you all for coming on. Every week we're featuring a different coach, and this is kind of like a coaching behind doors. So rather than a usual session, teaching or perhaps someone selling you something, this will be a bit more casual and a bit more of a conversation. So I'd like for you to ask questions as we go along. Feel free to turn your cameras on. If we see your cameras, it's actually a bit easier for the speaker because, she can see your eyes, she can see your nice smiling face. So feel free to turn your cameras on. Also, feel free to turn them off if you're doing anything, or half dressed, and just turn them on if you want to ask a question. This lovely coach here is from China, but living in Osaka, Japan. And I know Yi from when she was in Australia about some time ago, but now she's doing more training to advance her coaching skills. And I asked her to present tonight. She's the first person. She's had nil preparation, and I asked her to comment today and talk about a very important subject. Yi.
Yeah, ready.
So
thank you very much.
What are we talking about?
We're going to talk about the confidence on stage. And I would like to challenge you to turn on your cameras because I want to teach you something, not just verbally, but also physiologically. I'm going to talk to you, teach you how to stand, how to walk. So if I can see you, it will help me, and also it will help yourself. Because I can know that if you're doing right or wrong, I can fix you right at the spot. If it's okay. I don't care if you're half naked or not, just let you know. Okay? Okay, let's start it.
Yeah? Why is this subject so important?
Yeah. I would like to ask you a question about how many of you have done public speaking on stage? One, two.
Yes, I have.
Three. Other people, I'm not sure because the camera is not on. But I assume some of you had. Kind of. Great. Okay. How many people have you speak in front of? The maximum numbers.
Not as many as you.
Well,
at least 500.
500? 10? 10 counts? 50? Good.
It depends on what you mean with speaking, like talking about a topic or?
Talking about topic, something formal, or can be informal too. But talk to in front of people.
As I see in the chat window, about 1,000 from Chris, 50 from Tapan, 1,000 from 500 or so from myself, I think, 500 from Steve. So some
right. Nice. Yes, 1,000 from Priya. Yeah, cool. I just want you to have some kind of idea how many have done this and what kind of stage you've been on. When I'm talking about stage, I was talking about the physical stage, but also I'm on the stage right now in Zoom. When you are talking, you're on a stage. When you are in a meeting in your company, when you walk into the meeting room and give a presentation to your clients or to your team members, you're on stage. When you are having a date with someone that you like, you're on stage. What is stage? Stage is when you have these people's attention on you. It doesn't matter if it's one person, 5 people, 100, 5,000, 10,000, it doesn't matter. When you have this attention on you and when you feel the nervousness, you're on stage. I am a high performance coach and I help people to pursue their dreams as fast as they can. I don't say that we can go fast every day, but as fast as I can, as they can. For me, I like to share my story about public speaking. I remember when I was 14 years old, I was in this middle school. We have geometry class. The tradition of geometry class is at the beginning, the teacher will pick someone to recite the geometric term of the last class. So every time at the beginning of the class, the classroom is just quiet, silence. Everyone is like this. I was totally like this. The classroom has 50 students in one classroom. So the chance to be picked up is like 2% possibilities. I was like, okay, just hide. But one day, the teacher called E, so I have to stand up. Once I stood up, I can feel the heart is pumping so hard that I can feel my whole body was vibrating with the heart. I couldn't hear anything else, just my heart pumping. And the class was silent. 50 pairs of eyes are on me. I feel like I've been standing there for thousands of years until finally the teacher said, sit down. I sat down and I feel those awkward feelings, humility, what I was doing, and suddenly the tears just burst out of my eyes. Like I was crying, sobbing the whole class. During the class, I couldn't hear the word, anything what teacher said. After the class, I was called to the teacher's office. The teacher said, I picked you. It's not because I want to punish you. I picked you because you're a good student. I was sure that you can answer it fast, so there's not wasting my time. So don't feel bad about it. I was not trying to punish you. But that experience, I couldn't forget. I just feel like I want to find some holes on the ground and just want to get in. And I hated that kind of experience. And I never, ever thought I want to speak in front of people, speaking on the stage. Fast forward, I came to Japan. I love performance though. I found myself can be very excited on stage without talking. I started to do modeling. I do runway. When I feel the music on, my body just turn on. My body just can move with the music without thinking. But if you ask me to talk about something, suddenly I became the 14 years old girl. I was shaking. I started to shake. However, there's one event in my life that changed my thoughts about public speaking. That was 1 year ago. I was in Australia. I was attending in some seminars, which is held by a world-class coach called Tony Robbins. Usually, his event was so popular that people from over 100 countries welcome to this event. And this is me in that event. It has 5,000 people there. We were working on some mission board. The next day, we brought the mission board, and my team leaders look at my vision board, which is like this. This is my vision board. He said, the vision board is very interesting. Can I borrow it? I would like to show it to Joseph. Joseph was a partner with Tony Robbins, and he was on stage the whole day in that day. So I thought, yeah, of course. And then once he took the vision board away, I was like, oh, he's gonna call me up. He's gonna call my name, and I have to say something. What should I say? I started to shivering. I started to hear my heart again. I started to feel the vibrating of my body, and I started to breathe deeply. Everyone says when you feel nervous, you just breathe. I was breathing the whole day. Breathe. Then the music comes up, and Joseph on stage with some vision board, and he's saying, you guys are doing a wonderful homework, and I have some amazing vision board I'd like to share with you. The first one is from Zhang, and he started to read the vision board. And I started to stood up, and I could see myself on the big screen, which you just saw on the screen. That's myself on big screen. Of course, I can feel the whole hands. Everything is vibrating with the heart, the same rhythm. Of course, 5,000 pairs of eyes on me. I couldn't remember what I said. What I remembered is when I was saying something, by the way, the voice system is so good that even if my voice is not that high enough, I can hear myself. So when I started saying something, and then people started to clap, and then the music is on again, and people started stood up and then dance, and I got excited to dance too. Which is amazing is after this. After the session, we had a break time, and people started to came over and talk to me. Many people started to come to me and saying, you are amazing. You are such a beautiful soul. Thank you for sharing this. Oh my God, I'm so glad you share this. I feel the same. I feel so connected with all these people. When I went to the bathroom and people passed by, many people just came and hugged me. Imagine you have a business. You are all coaches. Many of you are coaches. And you want to promote yourself. You want people to know who you are. You went to the network event. You give them name card. And you receive name card from people. You collect a lot of name card. How many of the name cards do you remember the name? Do you remember where did you see these people? I couldn't remember much. And I'm sure many people received my name card, couldn't remember who E is. But if you speak on the stage, you got everyone's attention. You don't need to hand out any name card. And that's the power of public speaking. And that's what I realized in that event. Then afterward, I came back to Japan. I started to join the Toastmasters to develop public speaking skills. I remember that the first icebreak speaking, I get the best speaker of that day. I think because I have some experience of modeling runway experience, nonverbal experience on stage that helped me. But after a year, I did a massive action. I delivered as much speeches as I could. And I finally received an award of the best speaker of the year and also the rookie of the year from that club. And my confidence of public speaking just boosted up. Today, I would like to share with you my experience, my tip about public speaking. I developed a strategy about public speaking. Before that, I'd like to ask, do you have any questions or do you have any difficulties about public speaking? Okay.
I don't have difficulties. I have so much blood pumping through my body. It's just like, I get overly excited. But what you're about to share, right? It doesn't matter if it's in front of 100 people or if it's on Zoom in front of 10 people or 1,000 people, it doesn't matter. So what you're going to share is important for everyone here, regardless if it's 100 or 1,000 people. And thank you for sharing that story. It was wonderful. I really felt it.
Darko said it's always hard to start it. Excuse me for a moment because it's getting hot here.
And Priel also wrote out the nervousness right before going on stage in Japan. It's like it's always a challenge to get started. Yeah, it's probably the start of it, isn't it, guys? It's but not just the start of it, perhaps also like a few days before. I don't know about you, but I always find the day before a talk, I know I should go to bed early and rest. But at night, I'm like trying to sleep and my eyes are like, Do you have that problem as well?
Sometimes, not that much. Maybe because I haven't really getting to the real stage. I was there in front of 5,000 people. I was on my spot. But that's another stage too. But I guess, of course, I can imagine if you're on the real stage, that the spotlight is on you and you cannot see anything, that's another story. So today I would like to share with you about my strategy, how to get confidence on stage, to do public speaking, especially. The first thing, the most important thing is physiology. Change your body. Change the motion of your body will change the emotion. Fear is an emotion. Confidence is an emotion. Change the physiology of the body will change the state that you are in. And after that, focus on what you should focus, not what you shouldn't focus. Focus on what you're gonna deliver, not focus on people's judgment. The third one is practice. Repetition, repetition, practice. So Agent is gonna share with us this strategy. Physiology is the most important element. And then focus and practice. This is my strategy to build up the confidence on stage. And today I'm gonna give you 5 steps to show you exactly how you do it. Step 1 is the preparation before you get on the stage. What I do is I play music because music helps me to empower myself. Some people are different. Some people are like, want to be peaceful, meditation. Find out what is empowering you. For me, I really like to listen to motivative music, dancing music, energetic music, so that I can dance. My body just automatically moving around. When my body is moving around, my emotions, I'm getting excited, I'm getting joyful, especially I'm jumping. It helps. Of course, you do it anywhere you don't want other people to see you. You just do it somewhere in the room, on the backstage, in the toilet. Put on the earbud so that nobody can hear. But music helps a lot. Have you, any of you do this? Darko?
No.
What do you think? Are you do you like energetic music? Usually, do you feel that empower you, or peaceful music empower you?
Usually, I like peaceful music.
Energetic?
To calm down. Peaceful music.
Oh, peaceful.
Mm.
Cool. So if you find that helpful, do it. Maybe prepare like from 1 week ago, every day you do it. For me, it's definitely dancing around.
Yeah, the last time I was on a big stage was a TED stage. I was behind the curtain, just behind the curtain sitting there, but I had the music going and I needed the music. So actually, it was some upbeat kind of Harry Rama kind of, particular type of music, and I was just there like totally in the vibe, and the vibration was getting really, really high, and it really helped get the body kind of like calm, but my mind was fully alert and ready to step out on stage. It was beautiful. But I haven't tried dance music before. I've got to try dance music before.
I don't know about you, but I'm not a drinker. I don't go to bar to drink, but I go to bars with friends. I don't drink. I just order tea. But what makes me high is the music. I always tell people I get drunk by music. I get drunk by dancing. So find out whatever empower you. You use that before the stage. Another thing is we were talking about anchor in a different session with Adrian. And Chris were talking about anchor. What kind of anchor you can create? Anchor can be a movement. Tony Robbins was back on the stage. Who will do this, right? To empower himself. I'm the best. Find your anchor. Some people is jumping. For me, it's just this. Very simple. You can do it secretly. Just do it secretly. Do it secretly. Ready, go. When you are dancing with the music or making peaceful meditation with the music, choose something like a body movement, anything, or it can be a smell. Essential oil. You use, yeah, exactly, Adrian. Essential oil. Put it somewhere in a handkerchief. You use handkerchief or tissue. Just me around you or put in your hands. Smell it when you feel empowered. And before the stage, smell it again. That's the preparation. Step 1, before the stage. Step 2 is when you on stage. You know, verbal is only, what you're saying is only 7% that you affect, influence other people. Adrian is sharing this, yeah, sharing the screen. The words represent 7% of what actually influence a human behavior. Then your voice represents 38%. When you feel empowered, when you feel not confident, your voice is like this. Like this. But when you're empowered, your voice is stronger and people will feel it. Even if people cannot remember what you're saying, but people will remember the power of your voice. And that only represents 38%. The physiology, which is the body, represents 55%. That's how powerful the body is. And when you're on stage, you're not really, some people are not really pay attention to the body language. And some people are talking like this. Just feel comfortable, relaxed, it's okay. Some people is like shivering, of course. Some people is like this. This. How do you feel when you see me like this? When I give you a talk, try to convince you that I'm talking about confidence on stage. Being confident, stand confidently, walk confidently. It will make the whole energy different. And this is the secret I'm gonna share that is from my modeling world. How to stand confidently, how to walk confidently. And I really want to look at you when I'm trying to teach you how to do this. If you can turn on your camera, if possible. Okay. So people tend to do this. Even when you go to a supermarket, just walk in the streets, feel relaxed. What you want to do is take a deep breath, like this. Roll your body, roll your shoulders up. Not pull it, roll it up so that your shoulder is open. When your shoulder is open, when you breathe, the air can come in much better compared to your body is like this. You can breathe in the air deeply. And imagine there is a beautiful stone on your chest and you want to show it to everyone. It's shining, yet darker. That's right, I can see you. You don't touch it, you don't tell people, hey, look at this. You just show it. Then when you stand, your head, shoulders, weight, and feet is on the same line. Many people tend to do this, especially girls. It looks sexy, yeah, but it puts a lot of pressure on your back. What you want to do is you want to use the core muscle, the six packs. Imagine you have six packs here. Everyone has. Everyone has. Use it to pull your body straight and stand straight. Imagine there is a line coming from the sky and come through from your head, through your body, spine. Yeah, Adrian, that's right. And to the ground, into the center of the earth. And shooting back from the feet, through the body, out to the universe.
Yeah, this
When you
is a
stand,
real
you're
thing.
like this.
It's not just here, but this is across our whole society. Across our whole society, we're probably getting the majority of people today, probably the majority, and I'm a victim myself, or an offender myself, you know, constantly, and it's not just on the phone, but the phone goes away, or the car goes away, and I walk somewhere else, but my body is still kind of in that shape. So myself personally, I've done a bit of research and doing a bit of extra different exercise to correct the posture, but I still find it like a work in progress. So I imagine probably everyone listening could benefit from a little posture work. And it's funny because I noticed what you said about if you move the shoulders back or roll them, it actually makes a pretty remarkable difference. It's like when you go straight back, it's like, but when you roll them, it's like.
When you roll it, yeah, the shoulder is on the right spot. When you just pull it, it will come back. And this is about standing. I know it's not comfortable because we are not using the 6-pack here usually. We are using the weight here. We're using just to put all the weight on the back. That's why we feel not really comfortable. But actually, if you do it constantly, consciously, and constantly, you are losing weight just because you stand correctly. You are building a muscle here.
And for the single men in the room, I was walking down Sydney City in February, just prior to lockdown. I was walking down Sydney City, getting near the apartment I was staying in, and I just happened to overhear a conversation. And the two girls next to me said, "Oh, this guy, he's so beautiful," and they said his posture is just so sexy. It's like rawr. And I was walking, you know, just behind them, and I actually stopped them and said, "Excuse me, sorry for overhearing. You mean this guy's sexy because of his posture?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I asked them, like, "Really? What is it?" And the women just said, "No, his posture is just like, you know, really good, and he just walks in to the room, and you know, people, you know, see him, and he just looks really confident, you know, like an alpha male or something." And it really blew me away that the posture would be so important, and having the back and that pull back. But look, if these people are talking about it, then it's probably happening subconsciously. It's probably happening subconsciously for everybody with very little awareness. So as soon as someone gets that right, instant up in their ability to captivate an audience on stage.
Exactly. You just reminded me about you just remind me about another story. I just joined I went to a modeling school, and I remember one instructor told us that, you know, sometimes when you go to your audition, there's just some girls just came into the audition and you immediately can feel the difference. The charisma, the energy, it's just different. Someone just born like this, it's just their talent. It just can't be like that. When I was thinking about that now, actually it's just probably they build up with the body languages, how they use their body. They've been doing it for years. It's not just the body, but it begins from the body. When you stand confidently like this all the time, I'm not saying just on stage, but anytime when you're at home, when you walk to the station, when you walk to your company, when you walk to the supermarket, you keep like this every day. You are not just look confident, you become confident. That's the power of physiology. Motion leads to emotion and leads to the inner power, to change the inner power and build up the charisma of yourself. Right now I'm talking about the standing, right? And the next thing is walking. Because when we have a little stage, probably we just stand or maybe sit down when we are doing a Zoom call. But if you have a big stage, and sometimes we're going to move around. And how to move around and also look confident, look beautiful. Imagine there's a plate in front of you, from the head to the toe, one wooden plate. One wooden plate in front of you. And when you walk, you're not walking with your head in the front. I saw many people, when they're in a hurry, they're like this. Some people put their legs in the front first. When you walk, if you can walk with the whole plate together moving forward, try it when you can, or when you're out. Try it. When you move forward with the whole plate, you actually move faster. And also, it gives the powerful confidence look. I suggest you and challenge you to just try it every time you go out. And you will feel the speed difference. I walk very fast. You know when you see the secret, what was that? The secret, Victoria's Secret? The show? The girls just walking and with the hair flying behind. When you walk like this outside, you feel the same. And and not only for girls, but also guys. It's the same method to walk. Is there any questions here? You're welcome to ask any kind of questions.
Would Kat or anyone else like to add anything to the posture or the body positioning?
Or is there any experience you have? In the past that you realized something? Or is there anything that you want to challenge yourself with?
What has helped me, like it depends on who I'm teaching. If I'm teaching university students or if I'm teaching like grade 12 or grade 13, I make sure that I dress differently because that straight away helps me to change my posture so I can influence the way I dress to really like feel it. And I never really believed in it until I actually had to teach university students and older or even adults or parents. And then it was more like, all right, if I go in the way I normally go, the way I kind of feel comfortable in. I mean, I also have to feel comfortable in the other clothes, but I need to feel different. And then I'm also like more confident. So that really helped me.
Thank you for adding that, Catherine. Yeah, that's exactly another thing about dress. For example, this dress totally empower me. And maybe you will find it some, like, I don't know about guys, maybe Adrian will give me some insight about guys' feelings, but for me, some dress, when you put on, you feel the difference. some dress you put on is like, oh, this is not my dress. This is totally not me. Some is like, for example, I put this on, I feel totally different. I feel sexier. I feel just, I want to be on stage. How about, yeah, guys, Adrian?
Yeah, 100% for guys as well. And a lot of guys put a lot of time and attention into what they wear, and perhaps they would be more aware than I. I normally don't dress up much at all. So when I put on a shirt like this, you know, it means something. And I also shave a lot. So shaving for me is like business mode. I was also in the army for, you know, maybe 7, 8 years. So shaving for me is like, I'm serious. I'm here to get something done. If I get a little bit of facial growth in the military, you get 7 days off work and boom.
Right.
So holidays, not holidays. Holidays, not holidays. So it's a simple reminder, and a lot of the time it'll be a Sunday evening. So for a Sunday night or Monday morning, freshly shaven, just a little tardy.
That's right. That's right. You remind me another thing about girls. For us, it's about hair type. When we change hairs, we change the mode. For guys, it's the beard.
Yeah, and I've got a lot of guys. It's probably common knowledge for yourself and a few people here. But going to the gym, incredibly important. If not going to the gym, you know, some kind of fitness, you know, yoga, qigong, or working out at home, or sports. It does amazing. It's amazing for the body, mind, and soul. Stretching the body, working out. And I find all my clients, whether they talk about it or not, after a month or two, they all end up exercising more and feeling better about themselves. I'm not one for muscles, but I deliberately work out upper body, and then I'll work out upper body later just for the adrenaline fix, because, you know, different chemicals are released from the lower half and the upper half. So working out gives it chemicals, but some of the workout is also good for fixing, you know, confident posture. And really,
right.
if you're getting coaching or seeing an expert, and you're going to see a coach and they have, you know, like a big beer belly out here, even if the advice you're getting isn't related to your health, the fact that you're talking to a coach and they've got like a beer belly out here, it's just like, really? There are some coaches I know, or mindfulness guys, and they have lots of weight, and it's just like, mindfulness, really? Really? Mindfulness? Mindful about what? You know, in peak performance coaching, you really got to play the part, hey?
Yeah, totally.
Healthy body, healthy mind. We should be looking after ourselves, putting on a better shirt before we see our clients or step into the room, especially before speaking on a stage.
Thank you for sharing, Adrian. Exactly. So, right, pick your favorite clothes and turn on the music. Either it's meditation or empowered, energetic music. Move your body, right? And then you can do push-up too if you want to. It all depends on you. Then it comes to step 3. This is my secret. Okay. I will find a stage if I can. It can be a classroom. It can be a real theater stage. If I can get on that stage, I would love to get on that stage. When there's nobody. I just get on the stage. There's nobody, right? There's empty rooms. Just feel it. Feel the size. Feel the size of the stage. Okay, Left side goes over there, right side over there, 50 meters, okay. And what's the depth of the stage? Just walk around stage and look at the audience, all the seats. Look at all the seats. Feel it. The first time you do it, you will feel the intense. You will feel the nervous. You feel the heart is beating, kind of beating hot, like heavily. Start to feel the fast beat. Don't worry, breathing. Breathing the size of the stage. I did once when there is a Toastmaster competition. Before the competition, I went there earlier. I just got on the stage. They're testing the lights. I was just standing there and look at the spotlights. The stage is quite big, and when I was under the spotlight, I couldn't see anything. I was like looking at the universe, the darkness. But I can imagine all the audience are there. Breathing the air of the space. Breathing the smell of the equipment, the lighting, and feel the warmth from the spotlight. Imagine the sounds from the audience. Just breathing. I know that you have the attention. You feel the nervous in your heart. It's okay, breathing. Every breath you have into your body, it becomes a strength. The size of the stage becomes your strength. You breathe in the spotlight, it becomes your strength. You breathe the size of the venue, it becomes your strength. You breathe the music, it becomes your strength. When you feel so full, send it out with your love, send it out with your power. Imagine what's your favorite color of the power? Is it blue? Is it white? Or maybe silver? Or maybe gold? When you breathe out, send out the white color, blue color, golden color, silver color. Send it out. Let it cover the stage. Spread it out, cover the stage. Breathe out, expand, cover the audience seats, the walls, the ceilings. Just breathe out. It covers the spotlight. You feel the whole venue is yours. You own this space. You build up this power and then call the queen or king in you. Let them out. Let the queen out, let the king out, so that they will send whatever the message you want audience to hear. I do this practice whenever I have the chance. It's not on stage, it's before the stage. It can be a classroom. It can be a real stage. It can be in your meditation. Maybe you watched a YouTube videos and you see a keynote. You know how the stage will be like. Imagine you are there. And once you're on the stage, literally on the stage, do the same thing. Just feel it. When you practice a lot and you physically on stage, you will feel easier to breathe in and absorb all the energy from the stage and then spread out with your power. I feel powerful right now. Have you ever done anything like this?
When you're saying it, I can really see you getting captivated by it. And it's so true and awesome. And that's the thing, hey, you actually got to sense that color coming out and do it. It's really great.
I remember that.
Yeah, I did the same.
Yeah,
When
you did
there
the
was
same
a stage,
thing?
I had to go on the evening before by myself and just go like, that's my stage, and go through every corner, everything what you just said. Yeah, I can totally relate to that.
That's great. Yeah, I remember when I was first getting to the Toastmasters. At that time, I was not developed as a public speaker at all. I was there, I was as a guest, and I was like this, right? And at the end of the meeting, people asked me to have some thoughts, like give them some thoughts about what do you think about this meeting. And I volunteered myself, can I go to the front of the stage? Can I go to the stage? I said, okay, yeah, come here. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I just went there, I was like, do the same thing. Breathe. And I look at all the people and I just breathe them in. And I feel their attention on me. I just tell them what's in my mind. I said, I'm just coming here to feel the stage. They're laughing. They're saying, how do you feel? I said, nervous. But it's a good practice. And when I deliver the first ice-breaking speech, I totally feel much better. So now I shared step 1 before the stage preparation, maybe before even 1 week ago, or maybe constantly. Know what empowers you. Do the music, change your state before the stage, on the stage, how to look, walk, stand, sit confidently. The third is the mindset, the feeling, the breathe. These are all physiology. This is how important physiology is. Step 4 is about focus. Many people, when they're on stage, for example, me, when I was 13, 14 years old in that class, my focus was, oh, people are looking at me. What should I say? People are looking at me. I must look stupid. Oh my gosh. I'm focusing myself. What we really need to focus is the message we want to deliver to the audience. We are not talking to 10 people, 100 people, 500 people. We're not talking to 5,000 people, 10,000 people. We're talking to that one person. In those people, only one person. One-to-one conversation. You're talking to a friend. You really want them to grab, to understand what you're talking about. You want to send out a message because you know that someone in that group will be benefit from what I share. And maybe someday someone in the group, I don't know when, what day, where it is, might change their life because what I said. I focus on how I deliver the story, how I deliver the message. I focus on, I send out this powerful confidence to them, energy to them. I send out my excitement, the joyfulness to them. This is what I focus on. And pause is totally fine. When you forget any words on stage and you feel like, oh my gosh, awkward, just laugh at yourself. I forgot it. Sorry. Let me think about it. Another thing you can do is ask your audience, what did I say? Can someone remind me? Or guess what I'm gonna say next. This way, people started to think, oh, let me help her. Let me help him. You said this. Actually, before that, you said this, or maybe that. Maybe you're gonna say that. When they finally help you to remember what you're gonna say, they will feel they helped. They will feel happy. And this is 100% engagement. You grab the 100% attention from them. So don't worry that you're gonna, wow, I forget the words, what should I do? Just relax. If you want to pause and think about it, pause. Just relax. Or maybe tell them, wait, I'm thinking. Focus on the message. Focus on that person. Step 5. Practice. Practice, practice, practice. Tapao said it's hard to begin. It is. You have to put yourself out there. Start with small. Start with a one-on-one, one-on-two. Start with something like in this Zoom session, when we have sessions with Adrian and Chris, when Adrian and Chris ask any questions, put your hands up, participate. There's another secret I'd like to share with you. How to boost self-confidence. This is from Toastmasters. When someone asks a question and waiting for someone to answer it, you just put your hands up. Doesn't matter if you have an answer or not, just put your hands up and push you on that stage. And when you're on that stage, your brain will somehow come up with any kind of answer. Most of the time, there's no right or wrong answers. If you can make it a joke, make it creative, anything is okay. This practice is just help you to convince your brain that even though you don't know what your answer would be, but you are certain that your brain will come up with something. Put your hands up even before you have the answer. This is one practice. And practice in a small group. If you feel like unease, choose a safe audience. Then build up from there. Going to Facebook Live. do something randomly. I have a friend who does this challenge. She do Facebook Live for like 10 minutes every day. She doesn't know what she's going to talk about. She's just push the button first and then talk whatever, anything in her mind. She just talk. Once you do this every day, you will feel less resistance to push that Facebook Live button, to just talk. This is one way to build up the confidence. I tried it before. It helps a lot. And then when there's a chance to go to a bigger stage, like now, this is my first time to have a 90-minute session, and I'm the first one to do it. I feel excited because I practice confidence a lot. Put yourself out there. Massive action, massive action. Just do it. Focus on the message, not what people thinking about you. People don't care, you know. They don't care. Even if you make some mistake, they just forget about it. Like one day, maybe even a half day, 6 hours later, they can't remember. They probably cannot remember what you talk about exactly in this session or in the talk. But what they remember and feel, and they remember is the feeling you gave them.
That's a big thing right there, because so many people are concerned about, looking bad or, looking dumb, or what are other people going to think of me? But in reality, just about everyone is so focused internally. So when you speak on a stage or on Zoom, we have so much pressure on what people are thinking of us. But in reality, it's kind of pointless, isn't it? So they should really just focus on enjoying themselves more, perhaps, or something.
Yeah. Like we sometimes, especially girls, take a lot of time to think, what should I wear every day? How many of you notice what your friends wear yesterday? But they definitely remember what kind of feelings you give to them. So this is the 5 steps that I share with you to use that strategy. Physiology, the most important thing, physiology, to build up the confidence. Focus on the right thing. Focus on the message. Then practice, 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 practice. Practice, build up the momentum. Momentum, build up the experience. Experience, build up the confidence. I would like to hear what's your thoughts and your experience.
Okay, for anyone that's came in late, I know 1 or 2 have come in a bit late. This session and on our Sunday afternoon sessions, these are kind of unofficial sessions or like behind closed doors. So he has just shared this model. It's a triangle: physiology, focus, and practice. This really helps people with speaking on stage, and she's shared 5 marvelous tips, and she's gone into a bit of depth on each of the 5 tips. But what we would really love to hear where you're at. Do you guys have any feedback, tips, or is there something you would like to improve about your own performance? So this is your time to bring forward if there's anything you would like to ask coaches about speaking on stage or speaking in front of Zoom, or perhaps that Facebook challenge she mentioned. if you guys would like to talk about doing a Facebook challenge or a video challenge, what do you think? Where are you at?
Time to practice confidence.
I do have yeah.
Hi, Catherine.
So in the very beginning, you said when you went to Tony Robbins on the stage, and then you were there, and then you didn't know what you were saying, but you were so sure what you're saying because you really knew about the topic, but when you left, you couldn't really remember what you said, right? So do you have a trick how when you're on stage, you don't tick the things you're saying, right? Because you're kind of in the movement. But sometimes I leave stage and I'm like, this is something I really wanted to say. Do you have a trick how to step maybe back without the audience noticing it and to go through everything without them noticing it?
Oh, I like to confirm that you want on the stage, you want to scan over your notes before, without the audience noticing it.
Yeah, like maybe halfway through, have I said everything I wanted to say? Because when I'm on stage, I talk, and then I'm like, all right, awesome, bye. And then I go, and then I'm like, this is something I wanted to say.
Actually, there are so many people experience this, and it's totally fine. You go with the flow, and people won't notice that you miss anything. Although, yeah, you feel like I should have including that. You can including that in the next session. It's okay. But if you suddenly remind yourself like, oh, there's something that you haven't touched about on stage, well, you choose at that time, do you have a chance to bring it up? If not, just give up. Just forget about it and use it another time. People won't notice. Like for me, we do the modeling runway, and there is some kind of structure where to go, and sometimes two people go together, and sometimes people models make mistakes all the time. It's not just models. Sometimes like theater too. The actors make mistake all the time, but they just go with the mistake. People won't notice.
I know. Yeah, I think that is like I also don't find it too like I'm not sad about it that I didn't say it, and I also know how to like when I don't know what to say that the audience wouldn't know, but I want to know a trick that you could remember, you know, like something that
Kat's probably got
like I know all of that. It's fine.
Yeah. Kat's a subject matter expert. She knows a couple of subjects really well. So I imagine she wants to really get a good piece of knowledge across. Kat, well, how many bits of knowledge are you trying to convey? Because myself personally, I try to limit what I say to a few key points for that exact reason. I would rather stick to 5 points and have them on each finger then try to remember 10 points. If I'm trying to remember 10 points, I could do a step back dissociate technique, but you know, do we have too much information to convey?
Okay, that's a good point, just to really limit it.
You know, in your trainings, in our trainings, we normally have 60 or 90-minute sessions, and they're often with a gap. So in 40 minutes or an hour, you've only got a few key points. Perhaps like Simon Sinek, start with why, and everything is just illustrating that one point. Or if you're talking about nutrition, maybe the first part is about, what you eat. And so the first hour or 45 minutes is just around what you eat. We don't go near liquids or exercise. We save that. So breaking down what we're doing into more bite-sized chunks. But E, do you do notes as well? You would do notes for a lot of your Toastmasters. When you're doing Toastmasters, you would have notes. Would you have like a prepared script or something?
Toastmasters is different because the speech usually limited to 5 to 7 minutes. And I will remember everything. I won't look at notes. But delivering, while look at notes, you cannot really deliver well. Your attention is going to the paper, is not going to the audience. And 5 to 7 minutes is very short speech, and you want to make it powerful. So I will remember everything in my head. But when it comes to these long sessions, yeah, I have a note, but I don't really look at it much because it's very easy. Strategy, triangle, strategy, 5 steps, that's it. And sometimes, of course, I forget things. For example, the clothes Catherine mentioned, I prepare for that too, but I forgot about it. But it's okay because Catherine reminded me about it.
Yeah, that's a really good system there, having triangle, having just 5 steps. And if anyone asks questions, they can probably ask questions and then you could probably put it into one of those 5 steps.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the problems with some of the NLP things. They get to 6 and 7 steps, and as soon as any of them get like 6 steps or 7 steps, people start to stress out a bit. Like the 6-step reframe is just too long.
Yeah.
See, yeah, Darko is nodding. Darko is like, yeah.
What what popped up in my mind? I was nodding and thinking because you said mentioned 6-step reframe that is long, but I think I start counting how much steps this exercise takes. That's why. And I like the idea to uh, to put the focus of your steps because it is easier for remembering. So it is much easier if like now you share 3 steps instead of 6 or 7 steps which are hard to remember. And
The
thank you
less
for
the better.
sharing this steps. Yes.
Hey, what about
Thank you,
that
Darko.
Facebook Live challenge? Are you going to do a Facebook Live challenge? Anyone here go and do a Facebook Live challenge or a YouTube challenge?
If you feel it's
Or
not
like
safe, if you feel it's not safe, what you can do is create a secret group and put just some of your peer people there and start from there. Only the friends you feel safe can see it. You can start from there. And once you feel comfortable, go to your profile page or probably your business page.
Darko, I'm going to challenge you
That
to do that.
is a good idea.
In the next week.
Next week is too early, but I will try.
7 days, 3 of them in that group. Kat, Priel, Tapan, if you guys want to as well, we've got a Facebook group. You're welcome to do short lives in if you want to turn your camera on and try it. You know, obviously VPN and all allowing.
I'm not a Facebook person.
Yeah, you can do Facebook. Catherine, if you're in China, I don't know, TikTok.
I'm also
TikTok
not,
is,
I'm not
right?
like the social media. I have Facebook. I can join, but I would never read or write anything, to be honest.
Right.
Totally fine, totally fine. Priel, have you done it?
No, not yet. It's on my list. After tonight's session, probably yes.
Depends where our target market is, but most of us are on LinkedIn, Facebook, maybe one of these platforms. Now, myself personally, my clients really aren't on Instagram, but actually a couple of my clients are. They're just on Instagram using it for their businesses. Most of my guys still have a LinkedIn or a Facebook. So doing regular lives will be good for them. And even my current clients, but they're generally too busy running their business, but they might reshare it. And all those people that have inquired but haven't, and perhaps I might say something, and I don't know, maybe my sister, or maybe I'll say something, and Tapan will reshare it. But if we're not doing it in the first place, then so what's the cost? 10 minutes in front of a camera. You got to repeatedly do it, right? Repeatedly go live. It's the same thing for hopping on a stage or a meetup stage or a networking event. But if you go to a networking event, you're looking at transportation wise, and who knows how long it takes to get dressed in some nice clothes, right? And then getting there and then not knowing people or getting on confidence, going around an hour and a half or 2 hours for networking, whatever it is. Or you can just turn on your camera, do 10 minutes on your camera and maybe have 30 views or maybe 300 views or maybe 3,000 views if you hit a point on the head. So it's really a strategy that we should all be looking at, getting on stages more often. And even if you're not a coach, I'm not sure what Joanne, Steve, I don't know what the other guys do. I'd love to hear what they do. But we can all get on stages more often. Tapan is about to get on a stage.
Tapan?
Hey, Tapan, what stage are you going on next?
And I said, I'm nervous as hell. So nice to see Zhang do so well today. It must be the Toastmasters really working.
Yeah.
I remember Zhang when I met her, like the first time I went to her Facebook account and saw this really nice speech that she made. And I said, wow, I wish I can make a speech like that.
It took me a while for me to have the courage to put it out, that speech on my Facebook. That's another story about the confidence. Sometimes you just feel like it's not perfect and started to think what people will think about it. My friends will think about, oh my gosh, what am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
And then my friend, I sent a video to my friend. And my friend said, wow, this is so nice. You should put it out. You just don't know who's going to get benefit from this. Put it out, put it out, put it out. So I finally said, okay. He said, put it now, just now. Okay, after this call, you just put it out. Okay, I'm going to look at it. Then I put it out. You know what? One day later, someone contacted me, asked me to do coaching because of this video. So yes, I'm a high performance coach. I help people to chase their dreams, to chase their goals, achieve their goals. Focus as much as possible. To do it quickly. From nowhere, you don't know what I should do. I don't have the resources. I don't have people surrounded by me, like supported me. What should I do? Until from that to do it right now, right here. That's what I'm doing to push them to achieve their goals. And I'm doing it for myself too, constantly. talking about confidence on stage, Toastmasters is a really good place to go. Again, when you're on stage, you don't know who you're gonna help, whose life you're gonna change.
I just shared your Facebook on the group there, and I've just put your email or your Facebook thing there, so anyone can just click on it and see that video. I was impressed. I was impressed the first time we connected, and you know, surprised you didn't have a bigger following already at the time, you know. So seeing what you've done in the last few months has been really impressive. And this is the first time I've watched you do a full live session. Really, really great, E. Really well done. So I could see that you can really help people get a result pretty quickly. You'd be able to help people get a result really quickly with your experience.